Hi, this is Reasons Are Several, episode number 219, a weekly karaoke podcast. My name is Matt. With me is my buddy Jarrett. How's it going, Jarrett?
Hey, buddy.
How's it going, buddy? Hey, pal.
Hey, chump. No, I'm good, man. I appreciate you having me on the show.
Well, thanks for coming on. And before we get started, just to let everybody know a little bit more about you, we'll get into some more stories about how we know each other. But if you want to share anything about what you do, you're obviously a musician, obviously to me.
It's obvious to everyone listening that I'm a musician.
I think they can tell by the sultry tones of your voice.
My irreverence is indicative of that.
That's right.
Yeah, no, I will give you the business. I live in Alexandria, Virginia, and I run a recording studio, make music for other people and myself. If you would like to hear, after listening to this podcast, if you are more intrigued by things that I am saying, you can check out the website, mynewmixtape.com, and it will have all sorts of things that I'm up to, and you can investigate at your own pace.
That's right. And as far as social media, you do not do Twitter so much, right? You're more of a Facebook guy.
I don't. Well, so you're basically saying I'm a dad.
Dad, I'm not saying it exactly that way, but I have tried to follow you on Twitter in different ways, you know, different bands that you're parts of and all that, and I find there's not a lot of activity.
No, the Twitter, I think I've tried Twitter like 4 times over the past like 6 years or however long Twitter's been a Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm always like gung-ho, and then I'm like, I don't understand like what I'm supposed to do on Twitter. Like
Gotcha.
it seems like I don't speak the language, but I do like Instagram. I'm on Instagram and I'm on the Facebook reluctantly.
Right, and a huge Snapchat user.
Yes. Well, no, and Tinder.
Yes, and Grindr.
Yeah, all of those. Anything that ends with ER.
Right, or they sometimes cut that E out because, you know,
Right.
it's kind of special. And
Well, no,
website.
vowels are not hip right now.
No, they're unnecessary. Who needs vowels?
Yeah, if you're a band right now, like you don't want a vowel in your name. It's like the kiss of death.
Yeah, I agree. So I mentioned the karaoke because I have a tendency to drink too much and then think I can sing. And back in March, as I discussed on the show and recapped, I was on the East Coast visiting, and we hung out for the first time in, I don't know, about 10 years, I guess. And naturally, we had many beers, as we're known to do.
Yeah.
That inevitably led to us talking about how big our boners are for the Smiths.
It's true, which is a strange way to put that.
It is a little bit, but we have massive boners for them.
It's actually probably not.
I think it works.
Yeah, works for me.
And so it's not like we sat there and like sang This Charming Man into each other's eyes or anything, but
Well, we were in the garage and there were tape measures, but
that's true. We won't reveal those numbers.
Right.
But yes, that of course led to me singing karaoke because there's 2 things I do. One is I go like, oh, let me grab that guitar. Teach me how to play guitar. And then I start fucking around with that for a while. And then I get bored with that. And then I go, okay, hey, why don't you play guitar and we'll dial something up and then I'll sing. And then it just gets out of hand from there. And I think we sang a good, I don't know, at least 6 or 8 songs.
And I'm just going to put this out there that if there's enough demand from your audience,
No.
you know, I will mix those sessions and have them available.
I was going to ask that I hope that you deleted those. Did you not delete those?
Not yet.
Oh God, how much do
They
I
can
owe
be
you?
deleted for a fee.
I'm going to have to
They
pay it
can be-
because I don't want those
yeah.
getting out.
Yeah, no, they're lingering near the internet right now.
Oh God. Well, what's always shocking is when you're singing karaoke in a bar, let's say, or in your car or whatever, it's not so noticeable because there's, you know, so much sound, you don't realize how bad you sound. The problem with singing in a recording studio is that your friend will then isolate just your audio and say, here's how you sounded. And oh, it is shocking.
And friend is in quotes at that point, I think.
Well, I think so. I'm a little bit, you're kind of on the fence right now, but I just, my voice is so garbage. And so it's hard to listen to. And it also made me think about because you sing, does it,
I do.
are you totally self-conscious about your voice, or did you like,
I'm not like, I wouldn't call myself a singer. Like I had to learn even to get to be like to, you know, a level of where it's like, oh, okay, that sounds like music, you know? And for the record, I think you can, you know, your bucket is not as small as you think. You can carry a tune. And
I think you're being generous.
no.
You know what I think I would need? I think I would need to find a different, I don't know what the term would be, pitch or voice or something. I can't sing just like I'm talking and then turn it into singing.
Well, that's rap. If you talk.
Well, no, but I do like hip hop. No, but it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just start, like, you know how some people really alter their voice? I mean, look at like Michael Stipe. He talks like this, and then he's got this real high twangy singing voice. So people's singing voices a lot of times are very different than their speaking voice. And I think my singing voice is more of an extension of my speaking voice, so it sounds awful.
Well, so I would argue that that's better. Like, not better, but like I think it's more sincere when you sing, like when people, like, you know, to use, well, Michael Stipe as an example, like as REM, the band that he sings or sang with, as they evolved, like he started singing more in that register of like that low, and no one cared because they were, you know, the music had moved on at that point. But I think there is something to be said for the sincerity of singing like you talk, you know, and then to me it took me a long time to get to that point, but I think that's, for me as like a, you know, songwriter and a singer, it doesn't have the best range and voice. Like that realization helped me a lot. So there's still hope for you.
Well, we have a lot of work to do, I think, to make that happen. I think maybe the other thing that doesn't help is the fact that I'm singing songs that I'm so familiar with hearing in a different voice that hearing it in my own sounds really atrocious.
So you need to start writing songs.
Yeah, I'll get right on this. We just talked before the show started about how I need to work on my soundboard, and now we're adding songwriting to my list of to-dos.
The screenshot of your soundboard made me a little like it made me like tense just looking at your. I was like, oh no!
Why does he have such a big board and not very much going on in it?
Yeah, well, you're compensating for something.
My voice, I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's a great board, though. You got a great board.
It was gifted to me by my co-host Neil, so thank you, Neil. But it is, and Neil actually too is he was a musician and a singer, so he can sing as well. So I'm just, I'm surrounded by people who can sing, and I can't. And it's, it's a little
you can though. And don't think I'm like blowing smoke, because like I think everyone can kind of sing. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, some people can.
Did this just turn into the movie Ratatouille? Everyone can cook.
Okay, so I want to. We have to fully disclose to your listeners that I have no awareness of movies or or television.
Somebody will get that joke.
I'm a podcast landmine, like essentially.
Okay.
References for me are like, I can pretend. We should just decide now. Am I going to just be like, should I just pretend I understand?
You should be like, oh my God, totally.
Okay. So we can, do you want to do that again?
Sure. No.
Okay.
It's fine.
All right. I don't have cable. So we're weird people.
Yeah, but you're well versed in music, so you can leave it at that.
Okay.
But
thank you.
I think there's also something to whenever we're together, because this goes back to high school, which I'll explain a little bit more in a minute, but something about being at your house, and it's been since we were in high school that you always have recording shit. You always have had musical instruments around, recording equipment. And so whenever we've been at your house, we always end up recording something, and including possibly one of the worst extra credit school projects ever.
It's funny that you remember it as extra credit, and I'm sure you're right, because I remembered it as like how I got the grade. Like I thought this was like what I did instead of the report or whatever, but I'm going to cede the floor to you on this one.
I don't think so. I think we probably half-assed a paper and then turned that in as extra credit. And we were lucky enough to have kind of a quirky English teacher. It was a really weird setup because technically it was AP English, which I don't know why we were in that. But
was it really?
Yeah, it was AP English.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know why we were in
business.
But for some dumb reason, every other AP English class was like 25, 30 kids. Our class was, don't you think it was like 8?
Yeah.
I mean, it was 10
it was
max.
Like, and I feel like as the year, like every month, it was like 10 little Indians. It was like there was like one less person every month or something.
Right. Yeah. It was really bizarre. And we had, like I said, kind of an eccentric teacher, and she, I think, gave us a lot of leniency on things. And so I think she actually enjoyed the video. We did totally throw her a bone at the end because we did a fake performance of, what is that song called? Do you even know what that song's called?
No. Oh man,
It's the one that goes. Da-na-na-na-na,
Oh,
da-na-na-na-na-na.
it's the something strut. No, what is that? Soulful strut.
There you go.
We need to get that. We should have that playing like right now. Like if you in post production, if you could just fade that in right now.
I will fade that
over the
We'll
next
play it in
like
the
minute. That would be amazing. Or I could do that for you.
Well, that's some copyright infringement probably, but whatever.
No, but that's a good problem to have. If those guys sued you, that'd be great. That'd be good.
That's true. Good publicity.
Yeah, good problem to have.
But they, for some reason, we found out she liked that song, so we threw that in at the end, and it's basically like me fake playing the drums and you on the guitar, and we're acting like we're playing that. But this video, the book was A Portrait of an Artist as a Young Man by James Joyce.
Yes.
And somehow, and I don't even remember what the book was about.
Did you read it? I didn't read it.
I think I only read like the first couple chapters. Somehow we decided that the book, and somebody out there probably has read this book and knows exactly what it's about, but I have no idea. We decided that it was about like the dichotomy between a person living like by the rules of society and somebody who is just not. So you were like this upstanding, go to work guy that lived with me, and I was a fucking drunk that just drove you crazy. And that was our video. And I don't know. And we were actually drinking in the video.
Yeah.
There's a scene where I wake up. There are beer cans on my bed that we just drank. I go into the bathroom and take a shot.
Yeah.
Actually, well, it was your buddy Paul comes in as our butler and feeds me a shot of vodka. I drink the shot of vodka and then brush my teeth.
Yeah. It's, and it's funny because it's kind of where I've ended up in life. But
Paul still brings you the vodka.
He does. Yeah.
Morning.
No, he lives
pretty close by.
He does. Strangely, Paul, the guy in the video, actually lives right down the street from me right now. But what I'm more concerned about is how did I get the short straw? Like, why was I the nerd? Like, what?
I don't understand that either. Honestly,
no, I'm not saying that that you didn't have the right to be the fuck up.
No, but I think if you were going to say one or the other, it would have made more sense for you two at that point. But for some reason, I don't know. Maybe because of my acting prowess as just a degenerate.
Well, we were playing against type. We were just
there. You go.
We wanted a challenge,
we were so bored and we just wanted to waste so much time with it that not only did we record it, then we used your audio dubbing to go back in and do voiceovers. And that made it even worse.
Yeah. And better simultaneously.
And better.
If this was a video podcast, this would be a great time to just play those tapes exist somewhere. Like I would love to.
I pray your wife never finds it. She was trying to find it that night I was there.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to see that thing.
They might be in my parents' basement still. Cause like I have some of the old tapes here, but like, and on occasion, I'm not a nostalgic kind of person by nature, but I'll once in a while, if I'm just hanging out, cleaning up the old garage, I'll throw in a tape or something, but I've never it's not made itself apparent as of yet.
Well, don't rush out and find it.
Well,
I'm okay with it.
You need to let me know when you're coming in town next time. Like, give me like some, a little warning shot, and I will make sure I'll make some efforts.
Okay. And we'll watch it, and then we'll burn it.
Yeah, like it'd be weird to watch. Like, we'll watch it and just critique it, or I don't. Remake it. We could do a remake.
Oh God! Could you
reboot.
Imagine?
We could reboot the portrait.
All the characters are there. All the players are nearby, so
it
would be easy enough to do.
I'll text Paul. He'll walk down.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to consider that. To back it up a little. So I grew up in Oregon. I moved to Alexandria in like spring of 1990. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell everybody how old I am.
Yeah.
I was 15. Yeah, I was 15. Moved there. I don't think you and I met till probably junior year, and only really sorta, because I think my first impression of you when I met you was, oh, look at this, it's Mr. Sensitive Ponytail Man.
Okay, no, that's fair. I think I've had ponytails twice in my life, like totally separate ponytails, which I'm not proud of that. But
you grew that out twice.
I did twice. It happened, and
yeah.
But I think it was more laziness than it was like some sort of mission statement or something.
I don't think you were trying to make a statement, but it was just funny because I remember being aware of you junior year, but I think we didn't really start hanging out at all until senior year, and by then you had cut your hair. So maybe I decided, oh, he's okay now.
Yeah. Like, okay.
And I think you were like, hey, this guy's not from here, so let's see what he's about.
Yeah. No, that sounds about right.
Yeah, senior year rolled around, and I guess we just probably because we ended up in similar classes, and somehow that led to.
Do you know how I ended up in that class?
The English one or the physics?
The English.
'Cause we were in physics together too.
Wow, did I go to that class?
Well, you did the day that we smoked weed out of a coconut. Remember that?
See, in my
we
memory,
We tried to. Here's what happened: you and me and a gal. I almost said another gal, like it was like you're a gal. We went back to maybe her house at lunch.
Okay, this is so.
And we
strange.
tried to cut open a coconut and smoke weed out of it.
Right.
And I got to tell you, folks, it's really hard to cut open a coconut. You really got to bash that thing open. And so we tried to like saw it open with a knife or something and couldn't get it to work. So then I think we ended up using like the old toilet paper roll trick.
Okay, it's so
and
funny.
Smoke that way.
So to me, my version of that is that it was an apple at your house and there was no chick. But that's
well,
that's how bad my memory is.
There's another time.
Okay,
there's another time
am I remembering
we smoked
something
at my
else?
house.
Okay.
You know what? We smoked at my house another time. I'll get to that in a second. The first one that I remember was this girl. I can't remember her name. She had dark hair, and the three of us decided to go somewhere at lunch.
That narrows it down. By the way,
right? Dark hair. She had dark curly hair.
She's probably a listener.
I think it was her house. And we went there, we smoked, we came back, and then you and I went into English class straight away.
That's what yes.
And we're sitting there, and it's dead quiet. We walked in like 10 minutes late, and it's dead quiet. And there, as we said before, there's only 8 or 10 people in this whole class, so we're a huge chunk of the class. And we sit down, and nobody's doing anything, and our teacher's up at the front at the little podium, kind of not doing anything, and you and I are just trying to figure out what the hell's going on. And we're kind of laughing. And then I remember sitting there and like I had my face in my hands and I smelled the weed. And I was like, oh no, I think I smell like weed. So I start smelling. And then I reached out and I smell and I reach into my armpit and smell. And I look up and our teacher looks at me and goes, B.O.? And I just fucking lost it.
How awesome was she?
Oh, she was great.
She was so she enabled the video. Like she fostered our talents.
She did. Yeah. So I don't remember what the order was there. I don't know if we did the video first or the weed first, because we did the weed kind of later in the year, I think. But then we went to physics. Do you remember physics?
I don't. It
was fucking laser day when we went. He's shooting lasers, and you and I are just like, whoa, what the fuck is going on?
So this was after English class?
Yes,
was like we stayed. This was like right after. Okay.
It was either the next period or 2 periods later. It was the last period of the day. And we were just high as kites watching him do lasers. It was like, you got to be kidding me. It's laser day in physics and we're high as...
It might have been too much for me. I think I blocked it out so I didn't go crazy.
You might have left maybe. I don't know. I think
it was too much.
But...
I was freaking... I went to the chill out tent.
Well, and then there was another time where we were at my house. It was after school and we tried to do like what do they call it? Like a gravity bong or something where you cut out like part of a 2-liter and then you push it into the water. And I don't even know why you'd even bother doing that. It's like, why is this even doing anything for you?
It's like a drinking game. It's like, I just like drinking. Yeah. Like, I don't need a game to like,
right.
I don't need to get the ball. I don't like, I'm not good at that. Like, but
no,
just give me a beer.
So we did that in my house where I lived with, like my mom, my uncle, my aunt, another family friend, and all of them going to be home in about 2 hours. And we decided, let's just smoke weed in the bathroom. That'll make sense. So we do it. And the only thing I remember about that after is you and I went downstairs and we're standing in my living room. And I don't know why I remember this so well. You're like standing over by like the fucking little entry table and I'm standing over by this wall. And we both went dead silent and just didn't say a word. And it felt like it was like an hour.
Right.
It was like we both were just dead silent. All of a sudden we looked at each other like, how long was that?
Yeah. No, that sounds right. Wow.
Good times.
Have you ever been back to that house or anything? Like that would be crazy.
No.
That would be, because we filmed in that house and you lived there for what, 2 years?
I lived there so when I moved there, it was like April, I think, of 90, and I left in June of 92, and then they continued to live there for a little while. So like when I came back and visited, I went there maybe a couple times. But then by like 94, I think they were gone.
So they're gone. Yeah. We should, next time you're in town, we're going there. I'm going to knock on the door with a camera.
Yeah. Can we come in?
Yeah. We're filming the sequel. Is that okay?
Right. Speaking of weed, we do a segment on this show that I like to borrow from Vice.com. This is a gal named Anna Goldfarb, and she does these segments, and everybody who's listened to the show knows what I'm talking about. But describing something in 6 words. So it's like how I lost my virginity in 6 words,
Yep.
or how
I've
last
heard,
week it was.
Yeah, I've heard you guys
You've
do
heard it.
this. This is a great
Yes.
bit.
Okay. So last week it was the dumbest way you've injured yourself or something like that in 6 words. So that was kind of fun. So this one, appropriately, highest I've ever been in 6 words.
Wow.
Ready?
Okay.
If you'd like to answer yours, go ahead. But I can.
I might scribble some stuff down here while
Okay.
I'm listening.
All right. So Zach, 34. All this is crowdsourced, by the way. She just sends out like a Google Doc form and people fill it out.
That's amazing.
And
Good for her.
last week, as people found out last week, I actually submitted one for me and Neil last week for how I got injured, just to see if he would notice. And then I read it and he's like, wait, that was you? So now he decided to kind of contribute to that.
Oh, nice.
Article. So anybody who sees that should go out and contribute to that, because it'll probably make it on the show.
Well, that's amazing.
So Zach, 34, thought I was in SpongeBob's house, which I think is a big problem, because I don't know if you're familiar with SpongeBob, but he lived in a pineapple under the sea. That's not a good place to be when you're high.
I am very familiar with SpongeBob because I have a 10-year-old,
Okay,
which, yeah, so it's a daily, like I could see that. Like this guy's a father of a 10-year-old probably.
I would think so. Well, 34, so that's, yeah, at least a 5 or 6 year old for sure.
Well, I mean, biologically speaking, he's,
Well, it could be a 15-year-old for all we know.
That's true.
Gabriel, 29, couldn't open the Airbnb front door. And as someone who has stumbled back to a hotel room or my house before knows, that's a panic attack. Like, can't get in the door. God damn it. Freak me out. Especially because it's probably the end of the night and you're just done and you just want to go to lay down.
Yeah, no, you're like, check please.
Yeah, exactly. And now I got to fucking worry about breaking into my Airbnb. Kara, 27, felt I finally understood the Beatles. So do you have to be high to dig them? Maybe I should try that.
So yeah, so no Beatles for you, huh?
We talked about this back in March. I struggle with the Beatles, and it's not that I hate them. I just don't. They don't really get me going, and I've been force fed them for my entire life. Everybody kind of jams them down your throat.
That's a problem. But if it doesn't come organically, music shouldn't be forced.
No, it shouldn't. Most things should not be forced.
It's no. There should, that's the new.
Just leave that right there.
Yeah, there's nothing else to say about that.
Don't force it. That's the name of the episode. Olga, 21, thought my eyes were not mine. That's
that's comedy pyramid.
That's what?
The comedy pyramid. Where do you go from there? That's the top.
Right.
That's the highest
That's
you can
next
be.
level paranoia.
That's the highest you can be.
Oh my God. What do? You just start freaking out and try to gouge your eyes out? I don't know. That's not good.
I mean, you could think your brain wasn't yours, I guess, but like.
Yeah. That's bad. That's a bad place.
Yeah.
She's only 21 too. She's already hit that.
She's an old soul, that Olga.
Yeah, she is. Guess what happened to me? This is when I was 16. Like, Lauren, 25, ordered to leave an art installation. Installation? Is that what we're calling art places, galleries? Is installations?
It sounds militaristic.
Totally militaristic.
Yeah.
So that seemed really strange to me. Get out.
Yeah.
You must leave the premises. Kyle, 25, a lot of young people. Pissed myself while laughing too much. Well, I think we've all been there.
Yeah, that's like Tuesdays for me.
Exactly. That's definitely not just a high thing.
I work from home though, so that, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, that's an easy change.
Yeah, it's right. You just zip upstairs. Got plenty of extra drawers up there.
Yeah, there you go. God, that's just, there's so many double entendres there. Got plenty of extra drawers up there.
Ah, that was, pun.
That's good. That's good.
Intended.
Good pun.
Yeah.
Billy, 32, got in fight with the wind. Who won?
Wow. That's like, is that Emerson? Who wrote that? Like, what is?
I would love to just watch that happen.
Yeah.
I am going to guess that he lost, first of all.
It sounds like he might have had some of that, not his own eyes problem.
It could be.
He might have had some of that same strain of weed.
You want a piece of me, Win?
Yeah.
Now, here's another reference that you won't get, but to me, that sounds like kind of the reveal sequence at the end of Fight Club.
What do you mean?
Have you seen Fight Club?
I have seen Fight Club.
Hey,
but we
here
can't
we
talk
go.
about it.
Can't talk about it. The reveal scene at the end when it basically shows you, which by the way, I don't know.
Oh, that he's like by himself.
Yeah, that he's beating himself up.
Yeah.
And so I did I ever tell you that the first time I watched Fight Club, I only saw the first half, and then I didn't watch it again for like 5 years. So I had no idea what was going on. And then 5 years later, I was like, oh my God, that's what was going on.
Yeah.
For 5 years, I carried that around.
I love that movie. Like I feel like that was one of the first movies that like blew my mind or something.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
It was like when that was when movies were like what was that movie, The Others or something, or it was like they were dead. They were the dead people. Like,
are you thinking of like
with
The Sixth
Nicole?
Sense?
Well, that one, yeah. But there was the one with Nicole Kidman, maybe.
No, I didn't see that one.
Where they were like, they were living in a house, and like they were like, oh, someone's haunting this house. But then it was like they were the ones that were the ghosts,
right?
And it was the old flipperoo.
Don't you feel like so many movies have covered so many different shock twists that everybody just guesses them now?
Yeah. Well, no, and it's funny. Like my wife and I, and she's probably gonna kill me for saying this, but like, so we watched movies with our son, or we just watched Ghostbusters the other night for the first time with my son, like the original Ghostbusters.
Yeah, right.
Not very appropriate for a 10-year-old.
Well, that was a different
I feel like
era.
I saw it as a 10-year-old, but like it seems. But I'm glad he saw it. But like I was like, wow, this is a little more. I hadn't seen it probably since I was 10.
What was it rated?
PG.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You think about all those movies now, like even like The Goonies.
Right.
The very first scene in The Goonies.
Yeah.
Chunk goes, "Oh shit."
Oh no, see, my wife's Irish, so like, or of Irish descent, so like my kid knows how to curse.
Yeah.
Which is, whatever, words are words. But
it's the more sexual innuendo stuff.
Well, there was a ghost blowjob in Ghostbusters.
I don't remember that.
So, well, there you go. No, I didn't either.
Oh,
so like,
well, I know things get kind of crazy with Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't even. Yeah, like the Keymaster Gatekeeper, like you can draw your own conclusions, but like
sure.
Dan Aykroyd gets a ghost blowjob in Ghostbusters.
Awesome.
And it wasn't even like the director's cut. It was like just. And what was awesome about Ghostbusters was they just smoked cigarettes the whole time.
Oh, absolutely.
Like just my kid
was
like
a simpler time.
They're like, don't they know that's bad for them? Like I was like, busting makes them feel good.
That brings new meaning to the blowjob. Busted makes them feel good.
Yes. Wow.
Irene.
Let's take a 2-second break.
Sure.
From that joke. Okay. Sorry. No, that was just. I feel like that was the end of that segment.
You need to let that one fade away a little bit. Let the embers kind of die down a little bit and move on.
Ooh. All right.
Okay. Irene, 33. I passed out while making food. Have you done this?
No, I don't make food.
You don't make food?
No, I do. I was just being an idiot. I've never passed out while making food.
I have done the thing where you come home drunk and you're like, I'm so fucking hungry, and you put like a frozen pizza in the oven, and then you go sit on the couch, and then you wake up 4 hours later and the whole house stinks and the thing is just charred to a crisp. I've done that many times.
Do you eat it? Do you eat it at that point though?
No, but I think once I have put another one in.
And then fallen asleep again.
Still hungry. No, I think I stayed up for that one.
You just put it on the other one?
Right. Just sear it.
Yeah.
Kate, 27. There's two of these that are kind of go together. Kate, 27 says, "Welcome to Amsterdam. You're not okay." And Anna, 23 says, had to lie on Amsterdam sidewalk. Oh, have you been to Amsterdam?
Yeah. No, yeah. We
think about lying on those sidewalks.
No, it's bumpy.
It's bumpy, and it's also pretty disgusting. Now, I will give them this. Every morning, they hose those things down really well, but they're not the most clean streets. Now, granted, I stayed in the red light district, so I was asking for it, but it's pretty gross there.
When I toured in a band for a long time, and we did a USO tour, and we played in Amsterdam, and we played at a military base. And
what was the name of the band, Jarrett?
It was the band called. We never decided if it was the Virginia Coalition or Virginia I think it was just Virginia Coalition.
But Virginia, you just shorten it all the time to VACO.
VACO, and then it was just VIC. and then it was nothing. No, we still play. We have a good time. Our last big tour was a USO kind of military bases and NATO bases, awesome. And it was really great. It was really fun.
Did you get a good response?
Yeah. No. Well, I think we played a lot of our kind of more party ready percussive kind of things just because wow, we're just kind of humbled to be in those locations playing music. So we were just super, on 10 the whole time kind of thing. Because it's
Right.
like it's an opportunity of a lifetime to do something like that. But when we played in Amsterdam, I can't remember the bass. I have all of these, all the shows like listed, from the tour itinerary and stuff. But so I could recall that if we needed the information. But right now I'm drawing a blank on where it was. But so we played a military base or a NATO base or something, and then we went out, and then I walked out. We were like having drinks somewhere, and like it was some weird like town center where there was like all these like DJs and all this weird stuff happening. And I tried to go to the bathroom, and I walked like down this hallway and made a turn, which I thought was the bathroom. And then all of a sudden I opened this door, and I'm on stage with 2 spinning turntables in front of me and like a packed house of people thinking I'm the DJ. So like,
So they go ape shit. You're like, hey,
yeah, well,
what's up?
they just all looked at me, and I'm like, and the record players are spinning already, like, but the needle's not down,
Oh my god.
So I'm like, and I really just had to pee, but it was like very late at night, but it was just so weird, like, because this tour was like, it was like over 24 days or something, and it was like, and we had like 38 flights over 20, and it was ridiculous. We were so disoriented, and like, it was like planes, trains, and automobiles. But it was an amazing experience. But we were not, thinking exactly clearly. And unlike I don't feel like in America, I feel like you could not find yourself in this situation. Like someone would be like, "What are you doing? Why are you going on to the, But
instead, they're just ready to go.
Yeah, I didn't speak the language. I didn't know anything because I'm an American, and so like I find myself like in front of these turntables at this like pretty like looked like a sold out DJ set,
How many people you think were there?
It's probably like 500 people or something.
Damn.
It was crazy. No, it was weird. Like,
and was the stage small?
No, I mean it wasn't like huge, but it was like
But there's nobody else up there. It's just you. You walk.
It was like I think it was like a set break, and I like walked out, like thinking it was the bathroom, but like I vividly remember like that I was like, what do I do? Like, and I had that thought of like, I'm going to do it, I'm going to start.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah. Like I'm going to start spinning these records. Like, but then I just totally freaked out and like, reversed engines.
Oh God, that would have
found the bathroom.
Either you jumping on the turntables would have been great, or if you just would have acted like they weren't even there and then just turned and pissed in the corner.
Right. I may have done that. Who knows?
And they probably would have loved it. Woo!
Yeah.
Did you see that crazy DJ?
They're progressive over there.
Oh man, that's fucking funny. Did you ever go into their bathrooms in the street where like you literally walk in and you curl around and you're just pissing onto a wall?
No, we saw those, but we didn't do those.
That was shocking the first time you walk in. You're like, oh, this is the little outhouse? Okay. And then you walk around and you're like, oh, it's just a wall. I'm supposed to piss against the wall.
I mean, makes sense to me. Like
why bother with the toilet?
Yeah, no, it seems, as long as it seems more efficient.
It is more efficient. I've joked about that place before as far as at least the red light district. We were there. I was only there a couple nights, but one night we had been up like I think we were drinking and smoking stuff all day, and so we went back and went to sleep. We're like, let's take a nap, and we fell asleep at like 8 o'clock at night, and woke up at like 1 a.m. And I walked outside, and it felt like I had stepped onto the set of like Interview with a Vampire or something. It just looked like this crazy dark setup that looked like there were going to be people coming out of the shadows. I immediately turned around and went back in. Now, I'm sure my state of mind was not good.
You're probably a little over perceptive.
Maybe. I think I needed to be a little more numb or something because it just wasn't working for me. And not that, and the fact that anywhere you walked in that town, I mean, it's obviously geared toward the drug because there are so many food shops everywhere. It's donuts and fucking pizza and shit everywhere. But then you walk down the street and everywhere you look, guys are going, Coca, and literally like putting a line out on their hand for you to fucking snort.
Wow.
Like, this is crazy.
That's some trust you have to have. Like, you're like, all right.
Yeah, sure.
What could go wrong?
I'm sure it's good. I'm sure it's good stuff. What could go wrong? Nothing.
Yeah. Well,
you needed to have that. You needed to have that right before you went on stage.
Yeah. No. If I had done that, if that guy had been in the hallway, I would have been a fucking DJ star internationally. I would have been
exactly. Oh man.
God, life is
missed
so
opportunity.
Weird. Yeah.
I got a few more of these. And 37 laid down on a nightclub floor. I mean, I get it. Sometimes when you're just done, you're done. I talked recently on this show about how I was up at a golf tournament with a bunch of buddies, and I was up at like 3:30 in the morning, all the way to like 1 the next morning, just drinking the whole day.
Yeah.
And you just get to the end of the night, you're just done. You just want to lay down. You don't care where it is. But obviously, can't do that on the dance floor. Can't do that on a dance floor, and you don't want to do it on the streets of Amsterdam.
No. Which is worse? I would say the dance floor is worse because there's heels, maybe.
I think you're going to be getting more trouble there. Amsterdam, I think you could lay down and people wouldn't bother you.
And yeah, people are going to be like, oh, okay.
Yeah. He's having a tough time.
Yeah. It's Amsterdam.
It's Amsterdam. It's anything goes. Lauren, 25. I feel like we already had a Lauren, 25. Maybe this is her again. I thought IHOP waitress was psychic. You know how that went. Like that woman brought over like a short stack, and she was like, I totally want. How did you know that? Like,
she knew she wanted the blueberry syrup.
Or you already ordered and you forgot.
Yeah. No, that's totally it.
I should call it IHOB, though. You saw they changed their branding, right?
Right. International House.
What the hell was that?
What is it? International House
Burgers.
It's not even breakfast. It's burgers.
No, so everybody saw IHOB and thought it was going to be breakfast. It's burgers. You're just going to completely shift and throw all your fucking steak into burgers? I mean, say breakfast. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Or just leave it as IHOP because that's who you are and that's how everybody knows you.
No one's thinking about what those letters mean anymore.
They don't. They just think of the restaurant. But now calling it IHOB, that doesn't flow
awful.
off the tongue.
That's awful.
Terrible.
Wrong side of history. Hashtag. Hashtag wrong side of history.
Brianna 38 says forgot how to send text messages, which I think is probably the most convenient time to forget how to send text messages is when you're high as fuck or drunk as fuck.
That's like the little guy in your brain that's like looking out for you.
Right. You don't want to do this.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go ahead and make it so you can't.
We're going to, in quotes, forget how to send text messages.
The brain center shuts down.
No, that's, it's funny though, and not to keep rehashing my rock and roll past, but I was always proud of the drunk me always took care of the sober me. Like I would always wake up in hotel rooms with a fully packed suitcase. And
really?
I was like, thanks, drunk me. Like it was all like I was like perpetually amazed with the drunk me when traveling.
I would like to have seen you stumbling around packing your suitcase. That would have been great because it probably took you an hour and a half.
Well, no, and I should have been sleeping, but like,
well, that's true.
To me, it's like, but I think it speaks more to the what's wrong with me, like that I just needed to like pack I could even like shit faced. You can't go to sleep without packing the suitcase. That's for a psychiatrist. That's
true. If anything went down in the middle of the night, you're fucking ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, fire alarm goes off. It's like
boom.
I need my Western shirts.
That'd be a disaster to leave without those.
Got to go to a Goodwill tomorrow.
Lauren, again, 30 this time.
What?
Couldn't walk. I know. Couldn't walk. Slid downstairs headfirst.
Whoa! I think I saw that on YouTube.
She's like, fuck it. I can't. I'm not gonna be able to walk down these. I'm just gonna have to get down there somehow.
Head first. I would always go butt first.
You would think that would make more sense.
Well, I think that's what the butt's for.
It is. That is one of the main reasons for the butt.
It's the stair option.
It is a slider.
Yeah.
But I think she probably looked at the stairs, was incredibly intimidated, kind of probably got down on the ground to really get a good bird's eye view what these stairs look like, and then just went, fuck it, I'm just gonna go. Yeah. I'm just gonna slide down like this.
So you think it was a premeditated move? I think she played jazz on the stairs.
Oh, you think she tripped and then just went, fuck it?
Yeah, I think she was like, well, this is happening.
Yeah, let's go with it. I got it.
Lauren.
Jackie, 36, thought I was swimming in air. That paints a picture.
Sounds amazing.
That, like walking down the street, she's just like,
yeah. Wow.
It's a good move. A few more. Zoe, 30, this one's great. Followed a dog for 3 hours. That dog must have been like, what? I'm just out here trying to like chase squirrels and shit. Why don't you go mind your own business?
Well, what? So to me, I'm like, so the dog is just freelancing? Like, what's the dog doing out? Like, the dog is the dog high as well?
I don't know. And how far, like, what's the circle that this dog walked around in? Or is it just
Was
a
she in
very
somebody's
small...
backyard? Like, what,
That could have been. It doesn't say
like,
where she went. It just says she followed him for 3 hours.
yeah. Well, I'm saying, like,
Could it...
I don't know of a dog that just walks around on his own accord for 3 hours.
Yeah, I don't know. But that would have been fun to...
I'm thinking about this too much.
No, that's okay. It's important to understand what's going on here. You only get 6 words. You got to make what you can.
I know. Well, it's like this is the new haiku.
It is. Andrew, we got a guy finally, 33, fell into bonfire on the beach. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's not good. Andrew, you might have to have a conversation after that incident.
Is there an email?
No.
Can we text him?
Not. We should. What's the matter with you, Andrew? Get your life together. It was years ago. I don't care.
If he's writing this, either the bonfire was super lame or he didn't like hit like dead center of the bonfire.
Yeah, I think he was turned away from it and was like doing something and just took some steps back and boom, straight into the bonfire.
Wow.
Let's hope it was small. I hope somebody put him out.
Stop, drop, and roll.
And finally, Emily, 34, stabbed a couch with kitchen knife. Boy, wait, I bet that couch deserved it.
Stabbed a couch with a kitchen knife?
Yes. Was the couch looking at you funny, Emily? Was it talking shit? Like, fuck you. Shiv it.
Like, but she didn't specify what kind of knife. Like a butter knife would be funny.
It would, but she just says stabbed.
It'd be funnier to butter a couch with the butter knife.
It would, but I'm wondering why she was so intent on stabbing that couch. Was she looking for drugs, hidden drugs? What was she doing? Need more drugs.
I think she might have thought they were talking about meth.
Could have been.
No.
That would make more sense.
That's more of a meth hazard, I think.
I think so. Yeah. I don't know why you would stab a couch otherwise. Anyway.
Not speaking from experience at all.
No. I've never had any beef with a couch. We've always been cool. You know, I sleep on them sometimes, and they're fine. No, we get along great.
No, they're a perfect creation.
They are. They're great. So I talk a lot on this show about technology and my issues with it, and that seems to be an ongoing running theme. But I was curious about your opinion. A couple weeks ago, we had a different guest host on, Kristen, and we kind of got into my concerns with artificial intelligence, and she kind of rationally shat on those ideas, basically like I'm taking it a little too seriously. I'm getting too worried about it, and really it's not a concern. But these things worry me when I see some of the stuff that's out there with AI and robots and the things that they can do. And maybe I just have seen Terminator too many times. I don't know what the case may be, but I have a few stories to run through. But do you have what is your take on AI, friend or foe?
I can't help you with this. Like, if you're looking for some sort of other opinion, I'm right with you.
Oh, you're with me. Okay, good.
I'm
scared.
I'm not scared. I just think it's
concerned.
Okay, here's my analogy, and that I have an analogy is probably indicative of how much I've actually thought about this. To me, I feel like with technology, it's the equivalent of like there's like a pool of water in front of you that can be any temperature, and we're just like jumping in the pool. Like we're not like, we're not sticking the toe in and
right.
Like it just seems like just because something is convenient or like neato, we're just like, yes, like there's no kind of.
There's a lack of looking at the long-term ramifications of how those things could be turned for worse.
Well, yeah. And I mean, not even long-term, just, or even mid-term, like to me, it's like it's the old, I think it's like the Wild West of, it's the internet and all that and robots. And like, it's overwhelming when it's great, it's amazing. But like, it's like, well, I guess it's kind of like drugs, it's like if someone gives you it's like the guy in Amsterdam with like the line of Coke on his hand. You don't know what that is, like in your
right.
So we're just all sniffing the guy's hand right now. Like essentially is what's happening.
Sniffing the robot's hand is what we're
sniffing
doing.
Everybody's hand all the time, every day. Like and okay, like we'll see,
Well, and I think like, so for instance, a couple weeks ago when Kristen was on, her attitude was more of like you can't fret about certain things too much, and a lot of it has to do too with some of the issues that come up are human error that kind of programmed the computer to do ill. But there are many other areas where I think, because I think I can go both ways in the sense that sometimes technology works great. I of course embrace technology in many ways. We're talking
as
right
we
now
look
on
at each
FaceTime.
other. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, so those are all good things, but there are certain realms where it gets a little scary. There's an article I found. There's a couple articles. Both were on Fast Company. The first one, and they're very different things, but I want to get your opinion. So, UK-based startup Babylon Health announced that its artificial intelligence has shown an ability to diagnose health issues as well as a human doctor and can occasionally surpass mere mortals in its skill.
I guess thumbs up.
So that's what I was going to ask. Is this a place where you think, I always think about like, when Luke had his arm chopped off, that robot did a great job putting that thing back in place and got everything going again.
I mean, he never quite had that snap with the lightsaber, though.
He didn't.
Again.
He lost a little bit of a step, but I mean, the thing was all the way gone. So it did a pretty good job.
And it was a long time ago.
It was very, very far away from here. To make this diagnosis, Babylon had the AI take the final exam that all trainee general practitioners in the UK have to take. When GPs pass the test, they can start practicing. After taking the test, the AI scored 75%, which was 5% higher than the average marks for human doctors over the last 5 years. So it's outperforming humans. So this is one of those areas, because I think this is an area that's tricky, because I think if you get a doctor you really trust and who's good, you're 100% on board. But I've also dealt with doctors, including doctors for my kids, where I'm just like, I don't know about this guy or this gal.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So I think this is an area where I may be a little bit more open to it. There's certainly a human nature that I think that you might need to have a little bit of humanity in you to understand certain things that people bring to you.
Are you asking if a robot could give you like a colonoscopy or something?
No, I think a robot could give you a colonoscopy. What I'm saying is
it's probably better, actually.
I'm sure they do a much slicker job.
If you're into that.
God, just thinking about that hurts, because I think I'm supposed to get one soon.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh, they're great. No, they're great.
You've gotten one?
Oh, fuck yeah. Family history,
You have?
yo. Yeah. Oh yeah. I've had like 4.
No.
Yeah. Last week. No, I'm just
No.
kidding. No. They're you've never had one? No, I've
never had one. I
do have
distant,
family history, so yeah.
I do have some distant relatives that have had it.
Yeah. You mean like they live far away from you? No, I'm just kidding. No, it's actually nothing. I mean, they put you to sleep and then you wake up and you're like, what happened?
You're out for the whole thing,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah. I think like in our parents' generation, you were awake and awares of what was happening, which...
Well, I want to say that my brother, sorry, Lane, had a sigmoidoscopy.
Yeah, that's like the lower... That's
no,
not...
I think they go higher, don't they?
No, the sigmoid, I think, is... Wow, no one's listening now. Everyone's like...
I'm out.
Yeah, this is not what I signed up for.
I thought he was awake for it.
The
and that scares me to
sigmoidoscopy.
death.
So yeah, you are awake for that because it's not as...
Deep.
I trust me, I can tell you all about it if you really
Oh
want
my
it.
God. Okay.
The colonoscopy is... So the colonoscopy is like the full like course meal.
All the way.
Yeah, like it's like they're
They're getting up there and getting after it.
It's intimate, and you're not awake because it would be really awful. And then not that the other one isn't awful, but it's like I guess it's just a lot probably cheaper if they don't put you under.
Maybe. I feel like if they said, hey, we just need to do the sigmoid, we don't need to do the colon, so you're going to be awake, I'd say, go ahead and do the colon, and I'll just put me out.
Sniff this thing off my hand, and then...
You just go further. If you got to go further up there, that's fine. I just don't want to be here. I don't want to be present for it.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. No, it's... Yeah. Well, it's funny, like, because I do have the family history, so I've been privy to that, and so now it's like totally demystified. Like to me, it's like a Tuesday. You know what I mean? It's like it's just like whatever. Okay, not literally, but like it's aside from like prepping for it, it's really not.
Yeah, the prep is the problem because don't you have to drink like crazy liquids and just basically drop everything out of your body?
Yeah, it's like mud.
Everybody's still listening?
Yeah. I actually have some crickets I can put in here. I'll send you the cricket file.
Send me the crickets.
Yeah. Bueller.
Well, so it's funny. So it says to further test the AI's capabilities, they pitted it against 7 highly experienced primary care doctors using 100 independently devised symptoms. Babylon's AI scored 80% for accuracy. The company says, while the 7 doctors achieved an accuracy range of 64 to 94%. So some of them were fucking all over it. Some of them were shit. It says AI accuracy went up to 98% when assessing conditions seen most frequently in primary care medicine compared to human clinicians, is that how you say it? Whose accuracy ranged from 52 to 99%. Who the fuck is 52? There are some horrible doctors out there.
Well,
or just not listening.
Well, what's the thing? What's the anecdote? Like, when in medical school, like there's no difference between getting like a C.
Right.
I'm doing an awful job of explaining this.
I understand. What you're saying is you could fucking have the greatest marks in the world going through medical school and your residency or whatever, or you could be just okay, and it's considered the
same. C minus and A plus, you still get that you're still a doctor.
Right. Yeah, that's a fair point, because that's concerning that they're that bad. I mean, my only real concern is just the lack of a conversation. You're just feeding data into a artificial intelligence.
No,
versus,
but those robots will talk to you. Like
they will, and it'll be all kind of creepy, but they can't have like an actual conversation with you that's not, I don't know.
To me, that not to take it out of the medical, like, the exclusive medical aspect, like, to me, it's like, okay, like, it's great that we can make things that are better at things than us, but like, and it is great, and it's amazing, and it's impressive, and I appreciate it, but like, at some point, what are we supposed to do? Like,
yeah, we're not gonna have anything to do.
We're not gonna yeah, exactly. Like what? So it is
all jobs
great.
are lost.
So we're all like, being taken care of by these things, but like, so what do we do? Like who does anything? Like at some point,
I guess we just get to sit around.
if we're all on board with that, I'm in. Like that to me, that's the existential dilemma is like, for me, it's like, if this is all getting outsourced, like it's like first it's like, what's like the internet? It's like first, like the internet kind of like killed music, and then it killed, it's killing like TV, and and it's okay. It's unfortunate, but like if we can just agree that it's just that's the way it's going to be, and then we don't have to work anymore, and we can just watch YouTube and Netflix all day, and like, and my food will show up because drones bring it to me. Like, okay, that's great, but like it's, to me, it's like it's like communism. It's got to be all or nothing. Like, it's either got to be everything or like,
right? Because then 30% of the people will be employed in these great jobs, and the rest of us will be like screwed and on the dole.
Well, yeah, but like but at some point, like, you'd have to forecast that it will at some point every job's going to be better by a robot. Because if we're making these machines and we're teaching them to learn, it's like, of course they're going to do better than us, because they don't have to take shits, and they don't have to, like, they don't do things that we have to do. Like
they don't have to take shit.
They just have to do. They don't have to sleep. They just do what they do, like, all the time. There's no way to compete with that shit.
Well, I think. Not to mention they're more observant, because they can take it all in and process it all, and we have shit memories.
They're not on Facebook.
No, they're not. Well, they could be.
Right.
There's bots all over that place. So maybe in the end, what our jobs will be is maintenance for the robots.
Dude, it's gonna flip. We're gonna be the entertainment for the robots.
Mm-hmm.
Like, right. we're gonna be like, they're like, when they're on the robot shitter, they're gonna be looking at us doing stuff.
Yeah. Instead of us looking at Boston Dynamics videos of like a robot doing backflips off an elevated platform, they're going to be looking at us. By the way,
horrifying.
Oh, so horrifying. Terrible. So you're cool with healthcare?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
you're comfortable with them touching your anus?
You talking about computer love?
No, we can get into that, but we covered that pretty well last week too. I just mean that you're cool with them doing medical procedures on you and diagnosing you and your symptoms.
Yeah, I don't personally need like the good bedside manner, like, from it, like, right. I mean, some
find doctors are pricks anyway.
Well, I find the truth to be more comfortable than like, some sort of like sugarcoating or whatever.
Oh,
I'd
so
rather
you
just,
think it would be better if they're like, so there's a 17.6% chance you have
Yeah.
cancer and it's terminal, but there's
For me,
also
yes.
you just
No,
rather
no,
hear it straight out.
I think I think there is something to be said for like inspiration, like people that respond well to that, and when in medicine where it's like if you think you're going to survive something, you might survive it. There's probably there's the placebo effect, and there's like I think there's it's not to be discounted that the human body can will itself to get better if it thinks it can. But
Right.
for me personally, I don't, I'll try it if a robot tells me that I can, I'm okay with that.
Well, how about dating? Which, we don't need to worry about this stuff because you and I both found our mates. That sounds weird.
Yes.
Our now I sound like a robot. we found our mates.
That was a great catalog, by the way.
Found our lady friends prior to the onset of online dating services and all that, especially you, because you guys have known each other longer than me and my lady friend have.
Don't you forget it.
Yeah, you got me beat there. But I bet you that when I started dating her, it was like just before stuff like Match and all that stuff really took off, because all that stuff exploded in like the mid aughts, I guess you'd call them.
Yeah, I thought it was even later, but yeah, I wouldn't know.
Well, I think it really picked up then. By the end of that decade and then the beginning part of this one, it really, really exploded. Because I know lots of people, two good friends of mine that met their partners by Match. That's how they found them. So it's something that works, I think, for people. It's kind of cool that it does work. It's still a little bit crazy to me, but it does work for a lot of people. And I think I just got lucky because I don't know. You guys met? How did you guys meet? Through friends?
We met at a Hallmark store.
Is that real?
So there you go. Yeah, totally.
I thought you met through friends.
No, we did, but it was, but I didn't like. Okay, so I think so I worked at a place it was a dinner theater of all places. Like you were there, right?
I never went to the dinner theater.
You never went there? You never saw Guys and Dolls?
No, but I know that you worked there for quite a while.
Pirates of Penzance? No.
Never saw it.
Me either.
Too busy.
But, yeah, too busy
See,
busting
the
those
robots
tables.
could totally serve those tables better, and then you would have other stuff to do.
Well, that place is long gone. But so I worked there in high school, and I played in I played in the band, in the pit band there. So that was kind of my, I was trying to make money with music, but and it was great. It was totally great, especially in high school. Some girls worked there that knew my wife, or my now wife, and they were like, "You guys should meet." So it was kind of like a very low impact blind
Why the
date.
Hallmark store?
Because the girl who worked at the dinner theater with me also worked at the Hallmark store, which was 2 doors down from the dinner theater. So
okay. So this is not the Hallmark store at the Bradley Center.
No, this is in the west end of Alexandria in the Fox Chase Mall.
Gotcha.
Zone. Yeah. Totally different.
Mm-hmm. Way different.
Unlike anything in any other town in America.
Right. So and you guys just, I was hoping it was, when you said it that way, that it was going to be that you bumped into each other like in the,
No, that's the revisionist. When I'm making the movie of how we met, it would be that
that's straight out of romantic comedy.
We were the only 2 people in the Hallmark store, and we were we both grabbed the same card.
Same card. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's romantic.
That's how. See, and then again in the future, when we can reprogram our memories, that's what it'll be. That when I'm on my deathbed, that'll be how I met my wife.
And then her memory will be different though. You're remember when this happened? She's like, no.
No, she'll wipe me from her memories completely. She will have lived.
You could also turn it around so that when you were in Amsterdam, you got on those turntables and blew the fucking roof off that place.
Or I could just start telling people that let's go back. Let's redo that part too.
Let's edit that one.
Yeah,
I'll go back and just dub over it like we used to do with our videos.
And I'm gonna make a track tonight that was me back then,
nice,
playing those records.
So there is a new deep learning algorithm called CoupleNet, which just sounds like the name out of a bad sci-fi movie. Like, you could have done better than
Well,
that.
no. I
This
mean,
is
it's
CoupleNet.
like it is Skynet with couples.
Welcome to CoupleNet.
Yeah.
It analyzes the tweets of two users and estimates how compatible they would be. It's a different approach than the dating sites and apps like Match.com or Tinder that rely on their data and algorithms to predict whether two users will like each other. CoupleNet, on the other hand, looks at public social media accounts for both explicit and implicit clues that two people could be romantically suitable. So, first of all, I think anybody you would be matched up with clearly would be somebody who enjoys the movie Face Off, because the amount of fucking face swapping pictures you have in your goddamn Facebook account is outrageous.
Well,
I feel like that is what you would do if the computer took over all jobs. You would just sit there and do face swaps.
So the face juggling, I feel like that could be a whole nother podcast.
Yeah.
Or a whole nother conversation. Like, to me, it's become a lot more than I ever thought it would. Like, to me, it's a bunch of things. It's like, it's a commentary on social media. Like, I use face juggling as a way to contribute to social media without actually contributing, I guess. I don't know if that makes any sense, but and I have an Instagram account that is now dormant that I used for. Did I tell you about this when you were here?
Maybe.
So, yeah, right. Beer. So for like a year, I had an Instagram account that was just called the Juggler, and I would go and screen grab people's pictures of, like, when it was just like a couple or two people in a picture where their faces were both kind of aimed towards the camera, and I would juggle them with the app and then repost it and tag them in the picture, like total strangers. And so there's an Instagram account called the Juggler that I can't even log into anymore because I've forgotten the password. But for like a year, and like the reactions that people would have were amazing. Like, because some people were like, "Get the fuck out of here!" Like, "What are you doing?" Like,
yeah.
But some people were just like, "This is amazing!" Like, "This is hilarious."
You did this to me and my podcast partner. There's a picture of the two of us in Neil's car, and you swapped our faces.
I did, and you both look handsome either way.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate I'd have to say. But yeah, so to me, and I do it. So like, my wife has like 4 siblings, and they when they get together, they take pictures, and I always swap them, and they obviously look similar because they're brothers and sisters. But like, it's always, to me, hilarious to see what happens. And to me, and I do this to my good friends and strangers, and it's what I kind of. To me, it's like a way to decompress from, like, while using and contributing to like the world we live in. It just seems to be a way to do it with some sort of sense of humor, and call out the ridiculousness of like selfie culture and stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I don't get it, but I understand that it's like I'm the outlier. But to me, it is interesting to see, like, there's a love-hate response to like being juggled and then reposted on, because you're putting yourself on the internet. To me, that's like a carte blanche to like, well, now I can do something with that.
For sure.
Because you've essentially signed some sort of like non-written waiver where.
Well, and it's not like you're putting their face on Hitler or something. You know what I mean? Like, you're swapping him with another regular person. You didn't swap him with Hitler. Did you swap him with Hitler?
Well, now you got me thinking. Yeah. I mean,
all the brutal dictators.
Well, the sad thing is I don't pay for apps, so I'm stuck with this free version of this app. So it's really just like, all I can do is like work with the picture itself. Like, I can't do anything like super, but I like the constraints. I like and I think, not to toot my own horn, but I think I'm a pretty good face juggler. like put me up against another face juggler, I'm feeling pretty good.
It sounds like something you would like busk for. Like, it sounds like street art. Look at me. I'm going to take your picture of you two and I'm going to juggle it. Look, Shazam.
Like, what's that? There was like an old music video. It was like, I will wrestle you for money. Like, it's like, I feel like it's like the same,
right.
I'll juggle you for money or just for free because I really like it.
Fuck, what is that music video? I know what you're talking about.
It's in the brain. That's up to you.
I can't remember.
I've done all I can.
Okay, I'll think of it. The one thing about that I don't like is the fact that when I was sitting in your kitchen, I think it was the morning after, And that sounds deep.
Yeah, that sounds awful. The morning after we were in my studio drinking beer.
Thank you. Yes. Nothing else happened that night.
Yeah.
But I was sitting there at your little bar there, or maybe at the table, and you took a picture or like a little video of me, and you used some app, I don't know if it was the Juggler app or something else, to make me look way older. It was like it weathered me. And every time your name pops up in my phone, I need to delete it because that thing shows up and it just makes me get sick to my stomach.
I hate to tell you, but there was no app.
Oh, no. It was a look into the future. Or is this just how I looked to everybody?
It's just a lot of beers, man. We had a lot of beers that. No.
Rode hard, put away wet.
I'm actually a multi-apper with the face manipulation. That's part of that's what.
Would you say it's a bit of a passion for you, Jarrett?
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah. Certainly a life choice.
No, today, just today, like my buddy who's actually in a band. I've known this guy. You know Fred Hoff?
Handsome Fred Hoff?
Handsome Fred Hoff. Yeah. So now he's going to listen to this podcast. So his band is actually recording in my studio right now, and they've been coming for the past couple of months making an awesome record. And he and Fred and his girl just went to, I think, Tahoe for a little vacation, and they were posting pictures of them on their vacation, and I would quickly retort with the face juggle of him and his girl, and he's loving it. The girl, I think, has got I'm like Han Solo now. Like, I think there's a price on my head.
Well, that's like it's your calling card. It's almost like you're an evil superhero.
Yeah,
the face juggler,
or just the first part.
How do you spell juggler?
So the Instagram account, and you should definitely check it out because I can't do it anymore because I'm too lazy to figure out the password that I had made for the account. But it's DA_JUGGLA, I think.
Juggler.
Juggler with an underscore.
So in general, we're both on board with. To get back to the subject, both on board with AI helping people get together and date. I think that's an appropriate use of technological advancement. You don't think so?
I mean,
here it's so hard. I think it's so hard for people to meet. Like, I think we got lucky because you had friends that introduced you. I met my wife at work, which I don't think happens as much now. People
sometimes is frowned upon
to meet at work.
Yeah, or to date at work.
No, it can be. We kept it private for quite a while because we were being stupid about it and it didn't really matter. But aside from those types of places, I mean, I don't know how many people are still going to church and meeting people there. You're going to go to a freaking bar or a club, and try to meet somebody at a bar or a club. That rarely works.
Okay, here, which is worse, church or a bar?
Well, it's so hard to say because I haven't been to church in 100 years.
And you've been to a bar like last night.
Well, recently enough, yes. I mean, the bar is more fun.
Yeah.
Not the club though. So we're okay with AI helping in health, and you have misgivings about it helping in love.
My only misgivings with the romantic AI is that does it rob some of the magic of like spontaneity or
It could. But if it's just basically setting you up, what's the difference between finding somebody to go on a date with on Match and finding somebody through a friend?
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? Either way, you're total strangers.
Yeah. No, I'm okay. You've convinced me.
All right. Well, there you go.
I've learned something.
I convinced him. I'm the guy who's afraid of technology. I convinced him. And not to mention, those are two things we just covered that we both feel like maybe that's an okay place for AI to be involved. But otherwise, stay out of everything else. Stop driving my car. Stop checking on all my shit. Don't take our jobs. All that stuff. Well, thank you so much, Jarrett, for being on the show. It's a nice
thank you so much. It's
a nice way for us to catch up. So we'll have to do it again in the future, as long as you think it went okay. You can listen back and tell me what you think.
I'll ask my my people.
There you go. Why don't you remind people what you shared at the top as far as where they can find your shit? Obviously, go to Juggler on Instagram, but what else? My new mixtape.com.
Yeah, no, seriously, the Juggler is that's the priority of my work right now. But if you want to get deep into what's going on, No, I would love it if you checked out my last record. Actually, I had I gotta be shameless for a second. I had a song in a movie that won Sundance last year.
Nice.
The movie's great. It's called I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore. The director's great, friend of mine, and check the movie out.
Sounds like the song is going to be real upbeat then.
No, the funny thing is it is upbeat. Okay, so real quick, said total lie. It's not going to be quick. So the song in the movie is upbeat and poppy, but the scene in the movie, and it's a spoiler alert, but the dude is performing what is known as an upper deck.
Oh shit! Really?
In someone's. So you need to see this movie. So
because I appreciate bathroom humor and those types of hygiene.
It just seems reminiscent of a movie we've made
on
some level, with a lot more budget and dollars. And
if anybody does not know what an upper decker is, please reach out to me on Twitter. I'd be happy to let you know. Don't Google it. Don't Google it. You're gonna see some bad pictures. Just tweet at me and I'll tell you what it is.
Holler at Matt. So my pop song is playing while this dude is performing an upper deck at someone's house in this movie that was
nice.
Like in Elijah Wood's in the movie, like it's like a real movie, and it's insane
really nice.
that it's not like a fake movie.
It's not a fake movie. This is legit.
No. It's a legit, like, they use like film.
I'll check it out.
But so check out mynewmixtape.com if you want to like listen to more of that stuff.
Or see a great picture of Jarrett outside a Safeway.
Yeah, no, I had to get a press photo, and I don't really do that. I don't have like a manager or any, so I had my buddy. You know what the funniest thing is? Paul took the press photo.
Oh, see, Paul just keeps coming back in your life.
Paul from the video in the high school.
Our extra credit
production.
video. Yes,
exactly. So.
All right, well, go check all that stuff out. It's been great having you on, Jarrett. Like I said, we'll have to do it again soon. For anybody listening, normal listener to our show, thank you for listening. Find us online at reasonsareseveral.com. Please go out to whatever your podcasting app choice is and subscribe to the show and write a review. That'd be great. You can tweet at us at reasonsr. Neil is at angelsfreak7. He'll be back next week. And you can also email us at reasonsareseveral@gmail.com. So we'll be back next week. Thanks again, Jarrett.
Thank you, man. Really appreciate it.
All right, later.
Bye.